Hey, Puppy Trades! You know, growing up, my favorite day of the year was the NFL draft. Besides New Year's Eve, I loved New Year's Eve. I loved the 4th of July and Halloween, all the, fun holidays. But I really loved the NFL draft, man. And the NFL draft is over. Or the first round was last night. The second round and the third rounds today, but the first round of the NFL draft, that draft night Thursday, always one of my favorite days of the year. And it's over. So I'm a little sad. So I want to pay a tribute to what really kind of commonly happens. You know, I played football growing up. You can probably tell I played football growing up based on some of the things we're going to go over in this video. But yeah, I played football growing up, and when you're kicking your opponent's ass, when you're kicking your opponent's ass, what do? You go point up at the scoreboard. Check the scoreboard, homie, right? You're kicking your opponent's ass, and then they get a first down. They start talking shit. What do? You point to the scoreboard. Why? Because numbers don't lie. Check the scoreboard. So I wanted to do a video update, kind of the regular stuff, on my unusual options volume screens, the straddle screens, the strangle screens, all that stuff I know you guys love, right? NVIDIA, bang, bang, right, would be an example of that. Slaughtering this. The most recent video you guys saw, I talked about how I smoked this, I smoked this, I smoked this, I smoked this, and how I was about to smoke this. And that was a week ago. We know what happened. We get it. I ain't got no Discord, player. Sorry. I ain't got no Discord, player. NVDY, that's my Discord. That's one of my Discords at least. Speaking of ending Discords, if you guys are interested in unusual options volume, really the only thing to talk about this week came from China, right? China doesn't like Discords, but in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Australia, all of China's buddies. Anyway, that's obviously a joke. You guys are used to the unusual option screens, the Elliott wave. And that's what NVIDIA was. That's what NVIDIA was. So you want to go see that and Coinbase and Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, you can go watch my most recent few videos. See that in action. What this video is about, a different kind of screen. You see, I work pretty quickly. And I don't just tell my followers a bunch of bullshit. If I ever tell my followers anything, it's something that I researched at minimum for 18 months. At minimum. If I ever tell my followers anything, it's something that I researched for 18 months. So recently, I told my followers something crazy. I said, I'm not just going to predict the price of stocks anymore. No. I'm going to predict the fundamental explanation. I'm going to predict the story that surrounds what happens when the stock rallies. I'm not just going to tell you exactly what NVIDIA is going to do. I've been doing that. With the entire investable market, the large caps, every large cap tech stock, the whole shebang. I go round robin. All right, I'm like a doorknob. Everyone gets a turn. Yo mama's like a doorknob? No, I'm like a doorknob. I give every stock a turn. I give every sector a turn. So this video is about some unusual screens that aren't really technical analysis. They're not really quantitative analysis. They're a different type of analysis. And this video is for you, the viewer. You're going to let me know in this video by voting if you want to continue for me to show you guys what I call fundamental screens. You see, the whole stock market is controlled by computer algorithms. And many people, rightfully on FinTwit and in the finance community, say that these computer algorithms are rapidly reading news articles at a faster rate than humans possibly could. And I'm here to tell you, you're correct. But you don't quite know how they're reading these news articles and what news articles they're reading, because you haven't really asked an important question. What does it mean when you look at a dollar bill and it says, "In God we trust" on it, next to a pyramid with an eye over that? You're afraid to ask that question. I'm not. You're afraid to ask what's going on with all this Jeffrey Epstein stuff. What does it mean when someone sells their soul to the devil? You're afraid to ask that question. I'm not. And you know what? To be honest, I didn't give a damn. I hate to say it. This might offend some people. I really didn't give a damn about religion. Sorry, God. I didn't give a damn about religion. I saw the people who were the smartest, had the most degrees in this country, in this world. It didn't matter how smart they were. And that was 15 years ago. It's even more true today. That it didn't matter how smart someone was. They could be a doctor, they could be a scientist, an engineer. They could you know, back when making airplanes used to be something you bragged about. They could do that. And they still struggle with finance. I didn't get it. How are these people struggling with money? So I looked at that dollar bill and it said, "In God we trust" on it. I heard all these people talking about all the wealthy people who don't work. They sell their souls to the devil. And I was like, what's that mean? Well, why was Jeffrey Epstein looking for videos of people doing very bad things on an island? Why did he think that there was any benefit in having videos of a politician or a celebrity or an actor on video doing something bad? What does it mean when someone sells their soul to the devil? I didn't ask these questions out of religion. I didn't care about going to hell or going to heaven. I was looking at the US dollar. I was like, what the hell is going on here? So I've done some research over the years. And so we're going to look at the scoreboard on some of these esoteric, what I call fundamental screens. Exhibit A, Dover Corporation. Well, what I say here, bang. Dover Corporation explodes near an all-time high after it appears on one of my fundamental stock screens. Congrats to the Tesla CEO, by the way. Its stock is acting like it got a new change in leadership. So I'm quoting a post from January 31st. Let's look at what happened to Dover Corporation after January 31st. By the way, I've never posted about Dover Corporation ever. And to be completely honest, I've never heard of this stock. As much as I watch the stock market, never heard of this. But there you go. The week of January 31st. Right there. Dover Corporation's breaking out. It's not even breaking out. Right there. Right there. Look at that. That red candle. It's not even breaking out yet. How could it possibly be on anyone's radar? Well, maybe you could have some really, really famous people in an open public forum so that everyone knows, so that it's legal, so that we can say, hey, this was public information. So we didn't violate the rules of insider trading because this was public. And when I was researching, by the way, the US dollar, what's written on the back of that, the idea that people sell their souls to whoever, whatever God they're talking about, I found out one of the things they believe is revelation of the method. They think they have to tell us this stuff. So this was when I posted about Dover Corporation for the first and only time ever. Right here. It wasn't on, actually just Dover Corporation, I did notice, was on an unusual options volume screen. And that video mentions it. But do you think all of the elites, all the big money, all the smart money in this world were looking at the exact same screen that I was on the exact same day? You think they spend as many hours looking at these screens and looking at stocks as I do? I'm sure some of them do. But you think all the elites, all the super busy people are doing that? No. So you got to find out a way to tell them in a public forum, but also in a coded forum. So I said in the video 2 things about Dover Corporation. These videos are interesting, but I can't lie. I missed the old template with less numerology and more Elliott Wave and stock updates. And honestly, this is from a follower who's been with me for a long time. And he's commenting on a video with a perfect call. This was a perfect call. January 31st. Hasn't been easy to hold stocks from January 31st to now. A lot of chop, not for Dover Corporation. And I get it. I get it. This is a good person. This is a person who's been following my channel for a long time. I don't blame him. But this is the reality that we live in. I said 2 political events, the death of 2 soldiers, or 3 soldiers that were hit by an enemy attack in the Middle East, and why Joe Biden skipping their funerals in Dover, Delaware, the exact same week that Elon Musk was constantly tweeting about never incorporate your company in Delaware, whose capital is Dover. So I get it. I get it. I get it. But what do you think about the fact that Dover Corporation immediately exploded instantly? Exploded after I posted this video, and this ended up being the perfect time to buy it. I get it. I really do. It's sad. We don't have a free market. Are you crazy? And by the way, this next one, you can't even argue with me. You can't even argue with me about this next one. You know why? Because 2 people have already been charged with insider trading on Kodak. Yup, that's right. After I posted this, 2 people were charged with insider trading on Kodak. Because the explanation for why Kodak had this rally was something to do with senior secured notes, a notes offering well beyond the scope of this video, but it was an announcement. And what I say on February 21st, the only time I've ever mentioned Kodak stock since it had a crazy rally in 2020. I said Kodak Black was released from jail and allegedly began throwing rocks at a photographer. He shares the same name as camera company Eastman Kodak, and his actions are an example of institutionalization, which he had an album about that included a song called Rock Bottom. And yes, somebody did laugh at that. Obviously. Another one, longtime follower, good people, laughing. But what happened? I posted that on February 21st, right here. I posted this on February 21st, right here. Another lucky guess. It's almost like Kodak Black's been to jail so many times he's had to sign lots of contracts with the government. Whoa, oopsie. I think a black van just pulled up. Let's look at this one. I posted on March 11th. Jason asked for part 3. I said part 3. I'm not sure y'all want the part 3 draft. I'm not sure you want the part 3 draft. You don't want the part 3 of the draft. So you might want to object conscientiously to something that could be related to a draft soon. All these protests being compared to Vietnam on college campuses anyway. Another black van just pulled up. I said, part 3, I start talking about the aliens. They will be used as the scapegoat for all the problems with airplanes and blackouts, and that's why I'm bullish all the space stocks, and explain how I know that this episode of The Simpsons will come true in real life. 2 weeks later. And this story was reported on yesterday, but it happened 2 weeks after that. A possible UFO over NYC baffles a passenger jet flying out of LaGuardia. And now the FAA, the FAA is going to talk about it. The FAA is commenting on aliens at the LaGuardia airport. Another lucky guess. Let's look at this one. You guys had a lot of stories in your feed about amputations and zombies, right? On March 6th, I said apocalyptic events are being prepared for in the options market. On 3/6, I made a silly video about how because of biotech and 5G stocks, plus headlines about prion and zombie disease, it looks like the zombie apocalypse is coming. LMFAO. And then in the coming weeks, we get hundreds of stories about people with amputations, all types of stuff. Haitian cannibals, remember this? Haitian cannibals, there are cannibal gangs in Haiti who abduct and eat people, was posted by Ian Miles Chang. Cannibals eating people and abducting people. Kind of sounds zombie. Someone ate a leg, a severed human leg. Another severed human leg. Not the first severed human leg that week, by the way, from a train. Even they ate it. Eating flesh-eating zombies. Taiwanese student, he amputated his own leg to pull off insurance fraud. Boyfriend arrested in NYC subway shove that amputated woman's feet. Amputations everywhere. Man left, handcuffed and paralyzed. Woman has had freak. Woman has hand amputated after freak accident with blow dryer. So we got lots of amputations in the news. We got lots of people eating amputated legs. Haitian cannibals. Just in a couple weeks after I say the zombie apocalypse is coming. LOL. Let's look at this one. Saw this one trending March 24th. I post about B. Riley Financial. Sorry, March 19th. I post about B. Riley Financial for the first time ever. The dark side of the stock market. How to trade quad witching like a pro and help find Riley's strain. Yes, I decoded the death, or what I called the ritual sacrifice of someone, and I said that it was telling people, elites, people in the know, people in the illuminated ones, that pyramid on the back of the dollar we all trust, to buy B. Riley Financial. I posted that on March 19th. Let's look at the trading day before that, March 18th. Right there. B. Riley Financial closes the week, or closes that day, at 18.22. Just a couple weeks later, it's doubled in value. Another lucky guess. Only time I've ever talked about B. Riley Financial. This one, November 19th. Elites are going to get your soul. This one was nuts. Sam Altman's WorldCoin iris scans. His buddy Elon Musk's desire to prove personhood, and Microsoft's investment in AI and biotech stocks all point to a theory that's becoming fact. Elites want your soul on the blockchain. In the blockchain next year. This video was about Sam Altman's WorldCoin iris scans. I said that in 2024, iris scan encryption on the blockchain would be a normalized thing. And at this time, it was just something that scammy Sam Altman with the double pop collared shirt, have him dress up like a douchebag. He's got this scam going on in Kenya, Ethiopia. He's selling iris scan encryption on the blockchain for $30, giving people AirPods. Well, AirPods were actually an interesting clue to that story because just a few months later, Apple ended up, releasing the Apple Vision Pro and having iris scan encryption just kind of be a regular thing. Oh, also hooked up to Apple Pay. So it was a big, kooky, crazy thing to say that we were going to have our iris scans hooked up to the blockchain as part of some encryption node basis. On November 19th, I even talked about Sagittarius and Sam Altman being fired on a Friday and then rehired on Sunday as some type of Good Friday Christ resurrection ritual. Anyway, another lucky guess.